Give you a little backstory. If you didn't know this, the Doak Walker family and the Hunt family are intermarried together. Hunt meaning the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. They don't like me being there. Every time I told them I was going to show up, this is like between 2015 to 2018, Clark Hunt would not show. Even when a Kansas City Chief football player was getting a Legends Award that same night, he would not show up because I was there. He only showed up one time when I was there, and that's because he thought my plane wasn't going to land. I came late. So of all the things I've been saying about the NFL, that is rigged. Talking about the Hunt family, knee deep in the assassination of JFK, that the NFL is gay. Have I said this in a tweet like August 2020? All of a sudden they want to award me a special presentation. Just like how Franco Harris did a special interview before he was killed. This is how they get you, you former football players. They get you to show up at interviews. They get you to show up at presentations. And if you don't understand the numerology of anything, this is how they can get you and trap you. I would have gone and wouldn't know. And they could have easily put me in a predicament. I could have been at the bar. I could have been drinking. They could have came to my hotel. Any situation that would have fit my natural foolishness, which means either been drinking or been to fight with a woman. That would be the only thing they would catch me with, and they would tell you this is how I felt. He died from alcohol poisoning, or he died fighting. And people would have believed it. If I went to that show and y'all would have heard that I got killed, and you would have told you I died by alcohol poisoning or something like that, most of you would have believed it because you know that's usually what I've been in trouble for. This is how they get you. It's kind of comical because once you understand numerology and gematria and they use the same numbers over and over and over again, it becomes pattern recognition. Okay? I've seen a lot of football players die and it be because of numerology. I've seen a lot of celebrities die and it be because of numerology. And it's always when they're by themselves, they're found dead in a hotel, or some craziness that they attach it to. And no one can know what's the real truth because they're really that slick with it if you don't have your eyes open. So it's funny to me that these people do not like me. They do not like me around when I was there. When I was in the world, they didn't want me around. So all of a sudden, they're going to give me a presentation after me saying football been rigged, after me saying their family did everything they did, all this stuff I've been talking that smoke, and they want to invite me into an award show to give me a special award for something.
Niggas getting money like reparation. Streets know my reputation. Street leaning drunk, lung, liver collapse. Kid lit higher than where pigeons at. W on my wizard's cap. Mr. Biker on a mission for Piper. Ballin' like the Lakers. Whitney Club. Over the chick bagging broads like a grocery list. Ain't the shitties, but they supposed to be pissed. Wow. Boasting, bragging, gloat, I'm the shit. Smoking a split. I'm on my Justin Bieber. On the run from the Justice Seeker. Puff the Reaper. Spent $1,000 on my fucking sneaker. So high, I can't tell who is who. So, baby girl, turn around and do the hula hoop. I need money like a vending machine. Family, friends, and the team. Counting money like a cashier. Spending money from last year. Hold my hood up, fool. Got diamonds in my watch and chain. Fast whips, bad bitch, boys get out of line and I'ma put them in his place. Money. Pull my dick out, tell your girl. Got my not guilty papers. 2 3s and them banana boy. High as the cable bill, ballin' without a major deal. Womanizer, mishandling women. Eater out, cannibalism. Trump beating like UFC. Dope moving like 2 left feet. Roll a tussin', but we just call it tuss in the cup.
And the Jesuits, they put their whole matrix behind these numbers. So if they want to hide if they want to script a football game, they would use the team's names against each other to create either 33, 666, or some other deep cipher using numerology. They have to tie it together. Nothing is ever random. Like the World Cup, that's not random. You know, the competitions in most games are built on this matrix because it's like we talked about energy harvesting. It's spiritual energy that they want. So that everything has to be in line numerically in order for these spells to work. It can't be all over the place. It can't be free competition. They're after your, your frequency and your vibration. And the only way you can control that is through numerology and through colors. Like, for instance, that Oakland game, the Oakland played the LA Rams, and that was right after Brittany Griner came home. The guy who kicked the field goal, his last name was Gay. Gay in gematria is 33.
Wow.
So it's like that. They play like that. So it's to be inevitable to keep this on a whole new. See, they have to tell you that things are fake. In their own way, they have to tell you. They have to tell you the truth. So this system is set up for the Most High for us to decipher the system to know what's real and what's fake based on letting them do it through numerology. And the Jesuits, I remember this was circulating a couple of days or a week before the Super Bowl, and I knew I wasn't going to post it because I knew it was a trap. I knew it would be a trap because they wanted everybody to believe that Philadelphia was going to win. I didn't know if they was going to win or not. I can only go by the little stupid things that they do. Like one of the linemen for the Eagles gets charged for a rape right before the Super Bowl, and his name adds up to 33. So that was them telling you either they were going to win or they were going to lose. It was up to you to make that decision. But I knew once we started talking about the script, and they pay attention literally to everything we say. They don't care about the people they fool. They care about the people who's exposing them. That's who they got to protect their little rituals from. It's us. It's us who are finding out the little tiny things that they do. So they're watching what we do and what we say, and then they put it on Front Street and get people to believe that there's a script where a whole script is going to come out, and it's just too good to be true. Anytime if it's too good to be true, most likely then it is. Antonio Brown started talking about a script right after Arian Foster started talking about a script. So once you get two people who really doesn't do any truth work, that's how they put it in front of your face. They wouldn't put any of us in front of your face and say, hey, this is what he said, it's a script, because we are talking something completely different and deeper than any of those two guys will ever speak about. During this show, he talks about the fact that Earthquake, a comedian, couldn't read, that he was illiterate.
Good morning, George. He was a first-round draft pick in 2003. And today, Larry Johnson says there are two entire
The Super Bowl is predetermined by the NFL, and this year they're not even trying to hide it. But before I tell you who the Super Bowl narrative is forming around, I need you to fully understand how crazy this scripting really is. Now, since the NFL was created, rigging and scripting has always been a part, but Tom Brady and the Patriots are a perfect example. Now, Tom Brady came at the perfect time. After 9/11, America needed a hero, maybe even an underdog story, so who better than Tom Brady on the Patriots? I mean, you honestly couldn't have scripted it any better. After 9/11, the star quarterback goes down, the underdog comes in, saves the day, the Patriots go on to win the Super Bowl, Congress enacts the Patriot Act, and all of a sudden there's a Patriots dynasty amongst the league. And it doesn't stop there. Katrina hits New Orleans in 2005, construction doesn't finish until 2010, and can you guess who won the Super Bowl that year? And I don't want this video to be 20 minutes long, so let's skip to 2020 with a familiar face, Tom Brady. This is after COVID, everybody's staying at home, so who better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady to win the Super Bowl at home in Tampa Bay? It makes perfect sense, and you couldn't have scripted it any better. What about the Rams? Sean McVay with the Ukrainian wife? The Rams with the same exact colorway as the Ukrainian flag? And that reminds me, I think the Golden State Warriors won that same exact year with the same exact colors. Kind of like after the Boston bombing, the Boston Red Sox went on to win the World Series. It's not just the NFL, and I could go all day about this, but the one thing I want you to take from this video is the Kelsey brothers and their connection to Swift. This offseason, the Philadelphia Eagles signed DeAndre Swift, who's from the Philadelphia area, to team up with Jason Kelsey in that offensive line. Now, the past 2 weeks, Travis Kelsey's got his own Swift, Taylor Swift, and they cannot stop talking about that. And this entire video has been focused around how major events are planned with the Super Bowl. So I would find it extremely perfect if there was a rematch between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs this year, tied in with some type of global banking event, because SWIFT is actually an acronym for a system that allows countries to transfer money between banks. This cannot be a coincidence. This has to be foreshadowing by the NFL. The Super
I'm getting tired of the Christian community.
Perhaps Larry needed it more than Jay.
He's all right. I'll go first. Get back here and be quiet.
If you bet on NFL games, you have to watch this video. It's proving that the NFL is rigged. So in this game, the Cowboys are favored by 4 points, and they're in overtime. They won the coin toss. If they get a touchdown, which is 6 points, they cover the spread and win the game. So the Cowboys win the coin toss, and they're actually driving pretty good, which is making Vegas very nervous at the moment. Because they're not going to go for a field goal. They're going to go for a touchdown and win the game. So what they did was have this unknown guy I've never seen line up off sides on the offense to try to kill the drive. There's flag number 1. Vegas is okay with them getting a field goal, but Dallas is driving the ball too well, and they're looking to get a touchdown. So what do? Call a offensive holding. There he is. They don't call pass interference here. Way early, way before the ball. After this play, they turn over the ball. Green Bay drives the field and gets an easy field goal.
Well, it's obviously they've been controlled by...
During the early 2000s,
the most obvious way that you can tell that the NFL is scripted is just by the way that these guys tackle. Now, if you've played football, which is I know a lot of you have not played football by the comments that y'all dropped in my comment section, but if you've played football and you know how to make a tackle, if you know how to take somebody down, then you know fake tackling and non-attempts when you see it. Now, let me show you this non-attempt here. Look at this attempt right here. What is he doing? What is he trying to tackle with this? What is this? Is he trying to grab his feet? Did he even try to grab his feet? No, he didn't. He literally just fell on his face. Let's look at it again. Now, when you look at this again, I want you to ask yourself, did he put his hands out? Did he try to grab his foot? Let's take a look. Does he try to actually put his hand out and grab the guy's foot to trip him up? Or does he just put his hands down to brace his own fall? Look at this. Just watch.
Did the NFL change the script for the Super Bowl? Remember last week we noticed something strange was going on with the Super Bowl logo colors. A couple years ago, Super Bowl 55's logo was a cream color, and the only team with creamsicle jerseys happened to win it all that year. The next year, we saw an orange and yellow Super Bowl logo, and against all odds, the Cincinnati Bengals would lose to the Los Angeles Rams that season. And last season, the logo released was red and green. Was it a coincidence that the Kansas City Chiefs would go on to defeat the Philadelphia Eagles a year later? So when we saw that the league was using a purple and bronze color scheme for this year's Super Bowl logo, for the first time since 2013, the same year the Ravens defeated the 49ers in Super Bowl 47, we were all immediately suspicious that the NFL is setting up a San Francisco versus Baltimore rematch in Las Vegas this year. And I don't know if the NFL saw our video, or if maybe they just changed their mind, because the league added an alternate Super Bowl 58 logo with a new color scheme less than a week later. Does this mean that the script changed? Will we no longer see the Baltimore Ravens versus...
Why are you wearing a cross on your neck?
Color coordinating with your... And so, as best you can, or as comfortable.
During this show, he talked...
Williams himself confirmed...
You want in on a little secret?
Is there a deeper meaning behind football?
So the NFL is an entertainment business, and they want you to believe that it's all governed by a higher power, which is the Most High, which we all know. If we can go through all these different quarterbacks and see them allegiances with Masonic affiliations.
You just said a mouthful here. I need you to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
NFL quarterbacks with Masonic imagery, again, a lot of that's blowing by my head and perhaps the viewers. Could you clarify what you're talking about?
Well, we all know that this is an entertainment. When the NFL tells you before and after a game, this is the presentation of the National Football League. It's entertainment, which means they can give you a product on the field that makes you hoop, holler, get mad, throw your remote at the TV. If you can control a game based on just having a quarterback that's allegiances are to Masonic doctrine, which we all know it all flows down. You can't tell me that the government is the only entity that has a Masonic doctrine. George Washington was a Freemason. Now, if all the Freemasons, including the Walter Camp, who created the National Football League or created American football, he was a skull and bonesman. So you got to believe that these doctrines infiltrated these, National Football League teams. And so quarterbacks can easily do what they want to do at the behest of their, managers or people who manage them.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know. How would they know? How would they know? How would they know? I can't. I can't. Oh my god!
Is there a deeper meaning?
Yo, look at how bad this fucking game's rigged. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Why bro ain't grab him? Why bro ain't grab him? Get the fuck out of here. Yo, look at how...
I've heard everybody says, well, they didn't want Beast Mode to be the MVP. Pete wanted it to be Russ, or the NFL wanted it to be Russ.
I heard that.
Whatever the case may be. But it doesn't make sense. I mean, I played the game for a long time. It doesn't make sense to me. I got 235-pound sledgehammer back there, and I'm going to throw a pass on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, it just don't make sense.
You almost scored on the play before. You ran it down to the 1.
You damn right. You know what I mean? So I realistically, like, man, when I think about it, I'm in a position to where, you feel me, I don't get, upset or frustrated with it, but more so curious, like, because then you got all the possibilities. Did they not want you to be the Super Bowl MVP? Because if you're Super Bowl MVP, then you're the face of the NFL. They don't want that to be the case.
I've heard all the
I have never been more confident that the NFL is scripted. You just can't make this up. Matthew Stafford was Detroit football for 12 years. Lions' #1 overall pick in the 2009 draft, raised his family there, made it to 3 playoff games, all on the road, and lost all of them in Honolulu blue and silver. So the Lions finally had to move on, which worked out really well for Stafford when he led the Rams to a Super Bowl in his first season there. A couple years later, Detroit finally gets it together and they get to host their first playoff game in 30 years, first one at Ford Field ever. And we're really supposed to believe it's just a coincidence that the team they're hosting is Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams. 100% scripted, and you can forget about a heartfelt emotional return.